Hello, my fourth grade friends. So we are starting out with Unit 1, Lesson 7 right now. So go ahead and get your paper out. It's on page 17. Okay, so in this lesson, we're analyzing different methods that we have for addition. Now, the first two that we're going to talk about, new groups above and new groups below, are very similar. The other method that in third grade was called show all totals, but now it's called show subtotals because it's like subtotals, not quite the grand total. It's going to get you the same answer, but it goes kind of in the opposite direction. So we'll talk about that after we do these first two. So I'll use my purple marker for this. So if we're adding big numbers like this, like we're talking about into the 100,000s right now, it's the same procedure that you're used to for adding smaller numbers. It's just still really important that you're lining up your place value, lining up your digits by place value, and then keeping organized. So lots of kids say they like to do, math in their head. Teachers are always like, no, show your work, show your work. And the reason why is because if you are trying to do all this in your head, it's super easy to lose track of just like 110 or 100 or something like that. And then boom, your answer is going to be wrong. So writing down and taking notes and keeping track is what good math students always want to do. So I'm going to talk about these two sort of at the same time. So if we have 8 ones and 9 ones, that adds up to 17. If you're doing new groups above, you put that new group of 10 above. If you're doing new groups below, you stick it right there. It's kind of small, but it's underneath your 2 tens. But it's joining the tens place. Then we have our 1 new 10 plus the 0 tens and the 2 tens that are already there. And that's going to be 3 tens. There's no new group here, so we don't add anything into the hundreds place. But in either case, it's 3 tens. Here, we're moving on to our hundreds, so we have 600 plus 700, and that's 1,300 or 1,300. And so in both cases, our 10 hundreds or our 1,000 is joining that thousands place, right? See that there? Then into the thousands place, same deal. We have our 3,000 plus our 1,000 plus that new 1,000. So now we're at 5,000. Doesn't matter if you did it above or below. Then we have right here our 10,000. So there's 70,000 plus 90,000 is 160,000. So the 60 stays there in the 10,000. That 100 in either case is joining the 100,000s, right? Then we have 100,000 plus 200,000 plus 500,000, and that's going to be 800,000, and it doesn't matter if you did it above or below. If you're going to do one, though, I would highly recommend keeping them all above or keeping them all below. If you're doing a mix, like a couple above and a couple below, it's going to be really easy to forget what you did and lose track and then make a mess and then get it wrong, okay? So now with this show subtotals method, we can start on the left. You could start on the right. Either way, it's going to be fine because for each place value, you're creating its own line and then you're adding them up at the end. So we're starting with our 100,000s here. We have 700,000. Then we're doing our 70 and 90,000, just like we did in this step. And it was 160,000, and it's still 160,000, right? Then we're moving down to our thousands place. We have our 3,000, our 1,000, 4,000. Cool. Then we have our hundreds, our 600 and our 700, 1,300, just like when we did right here, 1,300. But now you get to keep it together. So if you really like keeping it together, that's a good way to go. Our tens, 0 and 2. 2 tens, 20, right there underneath, still lining up everything. Now, it's really important that you're being so careful lining things up. Some kids like to use graph paper to help them line up everything. If you have graph paper, you're welcome to use it as we're doing these kinds of problems because if it goes off to one side or another, that's where you're going to have trouble. And then 8 ones and 9 ones is 17. Now we're going ahead and we're adding up all of these together. So 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 7 is 7. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 2 tens plus 1 10 is 3 tens. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 300 is 300. 0 plus 0 plus 4,000 plus 1,000 is 5,000. And then 0 plus 60,000 is 60,000. And then 700,000 plus 100,000 is 800,000. Okay? So these are the strategies that we're using, and we're gonna look at some common mistakes that people could make. Now, it says when you add, it's important that you add digits in like places, so in the same place value that it is supposed to be worth. Look at these addition exercises. I want you to think about what happened, what went wrong. Go ahead and pause and think about it. Hit play when you're ready. Okay, so in all of these cases, the place value isn't lined up. So to do that correctly, this one should have been 43,069. That 1, that 7 in the ones place needs to be under the 9 in the ones place. This 0 in the tens place needs to be under the 2 in the tens. The 8 in the hundreds place under the 6 in the hundreds place, and that 5 in the thousand place beneath that 3 in the thousands place. It's going to get you a very different answer. Let's see what we get. So 9 plus 7, 15, 3, 14. So we're talking a difference from 101,000 to 49,000. Imagine if you were supposed to get, if you're supposed to pay someone 49,000 and then they're like, oh, you owe me 101,000. You'd be like, whoa, hang on a second. That's a huge difference, right? And it's all because of the place value. Next one, same thing. They didn't line up their place value. So if we have 327,509, that 8 needs to be above the 9 in the ones place. This 6 needs to be above the 0 in the tens place. That 400 needs to be above the hundreds place. And then this 1,000 needs to be above the thousands place. Same thing. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. Okay. Same thing right here. It's all off in the place value. I'm going to sneeze again. Okay, I feel better. All right. Now we're going to practice lining things up. With these ones, they're in horizontal form. We're putting them in vertical form, and then we're going to go ahead and add. So I'm putting my 8 underneath my 7 in my ones place, and then my 30 underneath my 40. And then to add those, 7 plus 8 is 15. That new 10 joins that tens place, of course. 1 10 plus 4 tens is 5 tens plus tens. Then 600 plus nothing is 600, and 2,000 plus 2,000. Okay. Next one, I'm going to swoop my smaller place value underneath where I have my bigger place value, okay? So my 6 is in the ones place, my 5 is in the tens place, and my 1 is in the hundreds place. Pardon me. These are pretty bad right now. Okay. So 1 plus 6 1 is tens. 9 tens plus 5 tens, 14 tens. My new 10 tens joins that hundreds place. So 100 plus 200 is 300 plus 1 more is 400. And then 3,000 plus nothing is 3,000, and 8,000 plus is 8,000. Now, even in my handwriting, I'm getting a little bit squished. I'm gonna have to try to write kind of small, and you're probably gonna have to do that too. Another option is to use your math board, and then you can write it the size that you want and put your answer over there, okay? But I do like to see your work, but in this case, because we're doing online videos, I think you'll be okay using your whiteboard if you need to. Okay, I'm gonna swoop my smaller place value underneath my larger one. So this is 4,000 versus 40,000, right? We talked about comparing, so that's just gonna go, my 4 will go under my 9. So I'll put my thousands under my thousands, hundreds under my hundreds, 10 under my 10, and 1 under my ones. 6 plus 9 is 15. 1 plus 8 is 9. 7 plus 3 is 10. 14. And so 54,095. You're feeling good about this? Go ahead and try on these next 3. If you want to stay with me, you can stay with me. So I'm going to swoop this underneath. 7, so careful. 6 plus 7 is 13. 1 plus 2 plus 2 is 5. 8 plus 9 is 17. 1 plus 5 is 6 plus 4 is 8,000. And then 130. Okay. Here we go. 6, 7, 3, 9. Okay. 2 plus 9 is 11. 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 3 more is 13. Trying to not write so fat that it starts squooshing everything else over. 13,000 plus 1, the 40,000 plus the 10,000 is 53. I know it's hard. It's hard. Okay, and then last one, lining up my place value so carefully. 4 plus 1 is 5. 8 plus 3 is 11. 2 is 3. 7 plus 5, 12. 1 plus 9, 10 plus 1 more is 11. 712,315. Okay, so now on your own, I would like you to please write an addition word problem that has an answer of 43,568. Now you don't need to make it super complicated. You could have 43,000 plus 568. So like Johnny has 43,000. Tara gives him $568. How many dollars does he have now? 43,568. If you want to do something more complicated than that, you can, but we can all come up with some different problems. So that's where I'm going to stop for now. Check if you have an assignment, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.